You said that just a few seconds too early.
Dang it.
And now, no one who listens to the recording will ever know what was said. It certainly wasn't something that's said every other game.
Never.
And it's never not funny, in my opinion. But only because Kuzco is my favorite Disney princess. Anyway, hello, and welcome to Critical Knowledge. This is the 5th edition Homebrew Dungeons & Dragons campaign. Tonight,
No, it's not.
I am joined by someone who is in here looking for a disagreement, but you're in the room for arguments. Disagreements are down the hall and to the left.
No, you're not.
Don't fall for it.
I love this group of friends so much. And tonight I am joined by a collection of awesome people, including Ellie, April,
Nope.
Matt,
Nope.
Millie,
Nope.
Eric,
Nope.
Cindy's hanging out,
Nope.
Archbeth is hanging out, my
Nope.
name is Crash,
Nope.
my cat is hanging out,
Nope.
I will be your DM for the evening, my cat will provide
Nope.
moral support.
Nope.
The role of Millie, playing hero, will be played tonight by Ellie, apparently.
No, it won't.
And what happened last time?
Nothing.
That's Millie's cue, usually.
Yeah,
Millie is also driving, so we can
Yeah,
forgive
so-
Millie for not interjecting.
we fought a worm that had a surprising number of legendary resistances.
It had two. It had two legendary resistances, which I suppose is kind of surprising. It was
It
also
is
very, very
surprising
large.
considering that is the number of spells that I had that required to make a roll.
It made one of those saves on its own, to be honest. Not that I shared that information at the time. But you did decide the spice must not flow, and ended the worm, because Xanthus cut off its tail and it bled out.
Yay.
Yes, there was a mighty smite, and a lot of dice rolling.
And then we slept. And
Oh,
now
yes,
we're
we did
continuing up the volcano.
Yes, well, we're actually going to begin tonight's session with you having gone into the volcano through one of a collection of lava tubes that are currently not filled with lava, or you wouldn't
No,
have
we're
been
not.
entering them. Okay, yes, you go through the lava tube that is currently full of lava. You all incinerate yourselves, roll up a first level character. We're starting a new campaign.
Nope.
Okay, so now it's time for my new character, totally not Pickletron.
Pickletron.
Well, if you create Pickletron, only the DM will be able to interact with Pickletron based on the information you have shared with me.
One moment.
And for those listening at home, all you need to know about Pickletron is there is apparently a Facebook group that is called
Okay.
something like images
Let me
that
find
you
your-
don't want to share with your DM. And so the first thing that Millie did was share the image with the entire group, including their DM.
Yeah.
So with that said, you are inside the volcano. There is
No, we're not.
a...
Have we started?
I'm
Nope.
trying to start.
We're trying.
Okay.
It's a car, but it's just not turning over. I keep turning the key in the ignition.
Can I quickly tell you and Ellie something that I forgot to tell you when I first logged on after work?
No.
Just keep in mind that we are live and recording, but yes.
That coworker that's oh so amazing and wonderful tried to make me meat sauce, like pasta and meat sauce, but decided to use, instead of tomatoes for her base for her meat sauce, decided to use V8.
No.
Because she thinks it has more flavor.
Okay, the entirety of the contradiction that I was going to use for the rest of the episode, I am going to pour into that concept.
Millie has provided a valuable service.
Yeah,
Wow.
I just thought you guys would really
Good
appreciate
Lord.
it.
I mean, you could have had a V8.
I am an absolute horror in the kitchen, and even I know that's bad.
This coworker, every single time she cooks for us all, I just kind of stare and I'm just like, oh wow, look at this. I happened to forget and bring leftovers. Oh no.
Oh no. I can see a way that might work,
It didn't.
but it involves a whole lot of... It involves so much work that it would be better just to buy canned tomatoes.
Yeah, because she was even like, well, you know, you could use canned tomatoes, but no, I think it tastes better with this. And I'm like, no.
It doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. I promise it doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. Stop doing that. It doesn't.
For the volume, Now, I confess I have never had a V8 in my life. I've never purchased a V8 in my life. But I suspect that by volume, unless you're buying like the really high quality tomatoes, it's cheaper to buy the tomatoes.
It's cheaper to buy the tomatoes. It's cheaper to buy the tomatoes. It is better for your sauce to buy the tomatoes. The tomatoes are almost certainly not going to be liquefied like the V8 is. So if you use actual tomatoes, you are not going to have to sift flour into it to make it thicken.
Yeah, I just wanted you to know that.
Anyway.
With this horrid knowledge, which is somehow worse than Pickletron. I don't know how you managed
Now that I have used up all of my contrariness, we're headed up the volcano.
Well, you're headed into the volcano. Matter of fact, you're already in the volcano. You've been going through a series of lava tubes that are decidedly empty of flowing lava. They're made out of hardened lava, as volcanoes tend to be made out of. And the humidity has not lessened, but the heat has increased.
Actually, that's surprising.
Hero is like a bunch of pom-poms that have been glued together.
Yeah.
That's an image.
Yeah.
Xanthus is also fur-covered, but I would argue that Xanthus's fur is perhaps slightly shorter, so
Agreed.
you're not feeling good about it, but you don't look like...
Given the presence of Hero, I would argue that we're all fur-covered.
Yeah.
That's valid.
I take solace in the fact that somebody out here is worse than I am.
At least I'm not wet anymore.
This is true.
Yes. The weather outside of the volcano is getting considerably worse. It is, in fact, actually, it's not hurricane season, but there is a hurricane out there. So maybe the climate has changed or something. One would argue that climates don't change, but...
Tragically, every spellcaster's verbal components have an additional component where you have to preface the verbal component with
Wait, y'all don't do that already?
No, I just look at it.
Not when the air can blow your away from our faces.
Did you guys not know that my ensnaring strike spell is actually just me coughing hairballs?
We knew that.
That's like the orc wizard who casts punch.
Same with Hail of Thorns. That's me biting my fingernails, my claws, and then spitting it at people.
So, we're in a lava tube.
Yes, and now I'm thinking of creating a town in this campaign named Linux, where all the spellcasters there begin their spells with the verbal component pseudo.
Or well, actually.
Or sudo. I've heard it pronounced both ways, but never mind.
Except the one spellcaster who starts their verbal components with, I'd just like to interject.
Is that the same one that goes around like carving GNU in front of the town's name and all the signs?
No, that's the cleric. They're the ones responsible for spreading the word.
And Eric, thank you for the Are We in Florida gif, especially considering you created this city.
And we are in Florida, yes.
At the same time, you created a character named after you.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So
Hashtag originality.
I took your joke and just rolled with it. And I'm glad you're having fun.
I just hope you guys know that this entire time in the background is Paige screaming.
So we're going into a lava tube.
No, you're there. There was a bit of a maze, but I'm just going to skip going through the maze portion because
Thank you.
It's 9:12 and our start time was 8:30. So, but there was a maze. There were a few times where you had to backtrack and you had to mark things off with chalk or whatever you were doing to make sure you didn't get lost, like leaving breadcrumbs or whatever. There were decidedly zero number of instances where you had to face off against an opponent. There was no combat whatsoever. There were spots where you were certain, like, oh, this is a great place for an ambush. Everyone get ready. Cast your defensive spells. Let's go. And there was nothing there.
That is peculiar.
And then eventually, after a lot more walking and perhaps an additional long rest. Sorry?
I said I feel like we're leading up to something.
Yeah, that something is an incredibly large cavernous cavern.
Wow.
With
a cavernous cavern.
That half of it is an immense pool of lava. The other half is
Paige is screaming.
Relatively flat but slightly sloping ground.
Paige is so mad right now.
Paige's last 3 lectures have just been Paige going up to the lectern, then screaming at the top of her lungs.
And then stomping away.
In my head canon, there's this brief moment at the end of the lecture, like right as you hit the time where the lecture's supposed to end, and you go to your next class. Class dismissed! And then you walk out.
No, I imagine it's like, class ends, ruffles the papers, walks out with dignity. I got a dirty 20 on a perception check of the giant room.
It's almost like it's designed for a boss battle.
Oh.
I don't like that.
Also, there's a lot of very large footprints in here. Now, the ground is made of hardened lava. So...
Oh, that's got to be really strong.
Most people, including 7-foot-tall tabaxi, do not weigh enough to leave footprints. But these footprints are much larger than, say, a tabaxi's feet.
I don't like that.
I don't know if we're in front of a boss battle yet. I'm trying to look around and see if there's a shop and a save point anywhere. Is there
No. The
no, we just had that. That was our long rest.
Also, I have a question. Actually, no. Please finish his joke question first. Then I have a real question.
You did not find any save points. There was no point where you saw a little thing in the corner that said progress saved. There were no cutscenes that occurred. There were no random treasure chests that shouldn't be here but were anyway filled with healing potions. None of that.
You folks know we're going to have a long walk back after we fail this one. I'm just saying. It's going to be a long...
Arepa has the terrible feeling that we should not throw anything important into the lava.
Also, question. Does this count as the Underdark?
No.
No.
I just wanted to make sure.
It's quite bright in here thanks to the lava.
No. Mountain, perhaps, but not Underdark.
My 2 natural explorers are Forest and Underdark, okay?
Understandable, but no, half the room is lava. It's very bright.
There are no drow in here. There are no rock. There are no deep gnomes in here. You see decidedly immense absence of hook horrors and other denizens of the Underdark. So, no.
I'm just saying we're technically underground, so like...
Yes, but it's not dark.
Okay,
no,
but
if you find a way to extinguish the lava, we can have this conversation.
What if I close my eyes?
That only works for you.
Blind.
And you'll be rolling all of your attack rolls at disadvantage because of it.
Dang it.
I'm going to go ahead. Arepa is going to go ahead and hand her Ring of Protection and her Cipher to Xanthus.
Okay.
Auntie, what? Mom, what?
I have my. I've already what's the word? Attuned or unattuned the necklace, and I have it in a sack.
Peveril?
I will put the ring.
No, hero.
In the sack.
My cat was looking at my cheeseburger.
As one does.
Unfortunately, the armor is not something I can necessarily handle very well, or put in a sack.
Do you need help?
Currently, I think Jaren is still wearing his armor.
Yeah, that's
I was going to say, Arepa's was
a ring.
A ring
and
for
the
file.
Before anyone says anything, historically and in Dungeons and Dragons, you wear clothing under the armor. So Jaren taking the armor off will not require anyone to avert their gaze.
No, I understand, but Jaren is not Jaren without his armor.
Yes.
Yeah,
he may certainly feel that way, but I've got something that's about to happen that might make Jaren feel a little better.
Okay.
Which involves that giant red dragon that is slowly rising up out of the lava pit.
Oh, this is amazing.
Do I need to put out signs that say no dumping?
It might help.
I'm not here to dump. I'm here to just support.
The dragon looks at you very briefly and then looks back at Xanthus, who has just been handed several magical items.
Yeah, sorry about that. we've got a few phylacteries that need to be disposed of. And we thought this was the best.
Should I care?
You don't. And
Well-
I'm going to try to... how close am I to where I could...
You're right
How
at
close?
the entrance to this cavern,
Okay.
which is probably a good thing because you don't know exactly what the range is for the breath weapon of this red dragon, but you imagine that you might be right on the edge of, well, this is upsetting, but I'm not making death saves range.
Well,
Got it.
the thing is that I don't know. I don't care either. I'm just here for support because I already got rid of my phylactery. But the thing is that we don't really want to die, and we'd like to go back where it's not 100 bazillion degrees. So can we just throw it and then run away?
Yes, that is what we would like to do.
I would like for my home to not be invaded by ragtag bands of adventurers.
We can
Again,
put up a sign after we leave.
Yes.
Can do you know another place we can get rid of these? We just want to make sure that we don't get attacked by evil, like, ghost things
Liches.
again. Liches.
Yes, liches.
They get
liches.
stitches.
A
Even you
volcano
must-
is our best opportunity to dispose of these relics that apparently are doing harm to the world at large. So
Even you
can
must-
we
must
please
feel
can we please use your lava to destroy them?
Even
where
you
else?
must
Persuasion
realize
check.
that fewer liches is a good thing.
Where else can we go?
the one who asked gets to roll a persuasion check. So there you go,
Do I
Aretha.
have to?
Yep.
Well, it's not as bad as it could be. That's an 11.
I got a 12.
Yes, but you're only here for support.
Yeah, but I did also ask the question of where else can we go?
Can that count as hero helping me?
You know what? If we have hero helping, which one could argue is being annoying to the point where you might get the dragon to acquiesce to your
out.
request just to get you out of here, then yes, I will allow you to roll at advantage. So you may roll
Awesome.
again.
So that's an 11.
Yes, because the 4 is not an 11. You're absolutely right. Look,
Please?
I'm getting very tired of every adventurer who has something they want to get rid of, whether it's an orb of dragon control, or a gem of mind reading, or there were 2 halflings in here with a ring the other day.
Oh,
This
Well, we have
is
a
not
ring.
a dumping ground.
I'm very sorry. This is just the only volcano we know of.
where else
you
can we
know.
go?
Explain to me why that's my problem.
Well, right now we're
Well-
here, and we'd like to know where else we can be.
We'd very much rather save the world, and this is the only volcano we know of that can destroy the artifacts that are not good, that are going to prevent us from saving the world.
What has the world ever done for me?
Exist?
You're not dead.
Gave you a place to live.
I liked my old place better, to be honest.
Which
Oh, where
place
was
was
it?
that?
It doesn't matter. I can't go back.
No, I'm curious. Which place was it?
Faerun.
Oh,
I know a play about favorite.
I think I might know someone. There. If you let us destroy these artifacts, maybe I could put in a good word.
The dragon rises a bit more out of the lava as it comes closer. And now, all of you are fairly certain that whatever the range of his breath weapon is, you are within it. I can't go back. No
I got
one.
it.
Oh, it's one
Bad.
of those situations. I
No.
apologize.
You don't understand. No one here can go to Faerun anymore.
Oh,
Gotcha. It's like how
one
I
of
can't.
those situations.
It's like how I can't go back to where I'm from because they're all monads. They're all over the place, and I don't know where the hell heck they even are anymore. Like I don't know how to get home. They're all gone. So like,
No, Hero,
What?
it's not about not knowing. It's about not being able to. And I think I understand the problem.
were you a nomad for the last 2 years? Okay.
No, but I still think I understand the problem.
It's a magical one, isn't it?
Most likely.
Yeah,
Magic
there's a
older than
moon
most
involved.
dragons. Most.
A moon?
yeah.
What?
Like when it disappeared.
Yes.
That was a little
It was
annoying.
very silly.
Yeah, it was hard to hunt during that time.
Anyway, I'm
But
very sorry that you can't go home.
But Mr. Dragon
Is
Man, I understand that maybe you don't want us throwing your stuff in like your house, because I totally get it. Like, I don't like when people throw away garbage near like my tree or something. So like, but can you help us find somewhere else we could throw it away that would get rid of the weird ghosty things? So that way we can leave you alone.
Give me a persuasion check.
God, I hope Hero has a better charisma than I do.
17.
Holy crap.
Got a good roll. Just for laughs.
Look.
I would not have been helpful.
No, Xanthus would not have even seen the problem.
Yeah.
Are you sure you weren't
That's
rolling
true, too.
perception?
Yeah. It must have thought it was perception.
Okay, the dragon pulls out a keyboard and sends a few quick messages to a friend of theirs, and then reads the reply. Look, it's not just the magic in whatever you destroy doesn't just get destroyed with the item. It dissipates, but if you throw it in here, a lot of it lingers here, and it's like, smell is the wrong word, but it leaves the equivalent of a smell in arcane terms.
Oh, it's like when my fur feels all weird for a week after I'm near the ocean. Okay. Yeah, that's not good. So
That
can you
is-
help us?
That is a degree of understanding. The dragon looks confused. Let's make a bargain. If you really want to toss whatever you want to toss into my volcano to destroy it, I'd like you to get some things for me. Bring them back.
Air fresheners?
And, well, if you find one of those, I prefer clean linen as a scent.
Okay.
But that's not part of the bargain.
Okay. Okay.
I already have a supplier in town.
Mhm.
There is a castle quite a distance away from here that has these particular items. A couple of them are rather unique.
Mm-hmm.
You bring them back here so I can add them to my collection. I'll let you toss whatever you want into the lava along with giving me those items. If you find another volcano along the way, no harm, no foul. But that's the deal. Are you interested?
I think that's fair. 'Cause, I mean, if I'm going to make your home smell a little bit icky, you might as well get some nice tchotchkes.
One could argue they're very nice. What's a tchotchke?
A thingamabob.
Oh, that explains nothing.
You know,
I
a
do
thing.
have a decorative piece of art.
In a way, these count. It's
Yeah.
3 items. One
Are
of
they
them.
currently owned by somebody else?
They are currently in the possession of someone else.
Wait, that
Yes.
matters?
It usually does.
Oh, weird.
Or at least to the person currently in possession of said item.
Oh,
Well,
people with things are weird.
You are more than welcome to acquire these items however you prefer. If you wish to bargain for them, more power to you. I'm a red dragon. I'm going to be stereotypical and not care about the procurement procedures.
Okay.
The first is an amulet of protection, specifically against undead. I've had a few run-ins recently, and I would prefer to, keep that around.
What if we get 2 so we can have one too?
Well, if you get 2, that's fantastic, but I'll take one of them.
Okay.
The second is a sword. I don't really use swords that much, but I'm working on a display in one of the chambers in here, and it would go well. Also, a sword that is coincidentally also very helpful against the undead. I found out about it when researching the amulet. The third has nothing to do with the other 2. It's a bag that produces kittens.
Wow.
Yeah. So you get those 3 from a particular castle in, I believe, it's an area called the Baronies of Bardia, and bring them back here, and we've got a deal.
Well, we have a small issue. At least I know I do. The items we have are phylacteries. And in a number of days, those phylacteries will regenerate a certain type of creature.
You killed a lich.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
My suggestion is you keep moving then.
But
Can
won't
we
the
leave
lich...
the phylacteries here and allow you to destroy whatever comes out
So
of them
I
until
have
we
to
come
then
back with
clean
your
up
items?
your mess before you pay for the privilege of cleaning up your mess.
I think that's actually very fair, what Mr. Dragon Man's saying. We shouldn't make him kill it just because we took too long.
Well, but
That's
how
fair
far...
enough.
How long is it going to take us to get to Bardia? I'm not even familiar with the name.
I'm pretty sure we could annoy one of the magic-y people in town to use the teleport.
Oh, yes.
And we're not very far away.
I forgot
from
that's how we got here.
Yeah. And I'm is it okay if I totally just decide that Hero knows random people in towns because he traveled everywhere? 'Cause I'm going to.
Give me a history check.
I got a 4, so I know no one. I think I've been there before, but I don't remember much about it.
You remember some guards being upset with you, but you're not sure if that was in Plantain or every other town you've been in.
There was a nice tree.
Thirdly, Aretha got a 21 on a history check.
Yeah, you've hung out here once or twice.
I'm pretty sure we can get to Bardia.
The captain of the
Okay.
guard has a daughter that is a warlock. You've consulted with her on a couple occasions.
What's her name?
As I
Remember
said,
correctly, it's Lilia.
my only concern is that the lich will reappear in a number of days, and well, we don't know exactly which number of days.
Well, the thing
If
is
we
that's
go to
valid,
Bardia,
but right now
we'll
we have an almost ability to make something happen.
We'll have plenty of support if we go where we need to go.
Okay, then I am satisfied.
And if you're concerned with the lich reappearing soon, then I believe the colloquial expression is clock's ticking, chop chop.
Okay, thanks, new friend. I appreciate the fact that you listened. We like that. Thank you. Bye.
Wait, wouldn't you like a map?
Oh yeah, sorry. Hi. I'm not the thinky of the group.
That's quite all right. I understand. And the dragon comes the rest of the way out of the lava and approaches the party slowly, in a way that you can't help but think is a stalking procedure. But also, it's a large red dragon. It would have to be prancing for you to not think it's stalking.
Yeah.
Red dragons do not prance. Well, adult red dragons do not prance. You haven't seen a baby red dragon. You don't know. In my headcanon, baby red dragons scamper. Terrifying and adorable at the same time. The red dragon comes over and holds up one very large claw and taps Hero on the forehead once.
Oh, I'm getting more AOL CDs.
Hero, you immediately know where you need to go.
Oh my gosh. More AOL
Just so you
CDs.
know, I specifically picked the cat person because I knew it would be more annoying.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So very much.
Consider this next time you trespass.
Well,
Let's
Very
get
well.
going.
Fair's fair. Fair's fair. And I skip merrily out of the volcano because actually wait, I just stop and I turn. I'm like, can we maybe let the rain go by before we go through and out? I don't want to fight another worm.
The what and the what?
There was rain outside.
My understanding is
when
it's
we
not
used-
hurricane season, and the rain here lasts like 5 minutes, and then it's just humid again.
The water took over the land, and then this big worm came out and attacked us, and then we sit in a bubble for a long time because we were afraid of being washed away by the storm.
I've already stopped listening. Goodbye.
Okay, bye. Okay. Dang it.
This dragon did not know the true story of Christmas, and it decided that it
does
wanted
not.
you to leave before it found out there was a true story of Christmas.
I did not get a chance, to
That's
share the
fair.
Charlie Brown Christmas.
We'll be
So we go back to Plantain.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to roll a die. Ah, fascinating. What a wonderful number.
How many deaths?
Well, how many are in the party? 1, 2. All the deaths. Roll up level 1 characters. Rocks fell.
Okay.
This is not-
Goodbye, everybody.
Can we take a 10-minute break so I can roll them well?
Well, we've only been playing for 36 minutes, so no, not yet.
Can we get to a teleportation circle?
That's an excellent question. What I will say happens is you roll for initiative.
Really?
Oh.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I mean, sometimes you say that you don't mean it, so I had to know.
Fair.
I got a
Fair
9.
and valid. Oh yeah, and this is the party where everyone rolls in the combat tracker, so I'm not looking at the chat for it. Okay.
Yes.
Can I roll as Neri rather than Arepa?
No.
Darn it.
But I appreciate the sentiment.
All right, my initiative is 4.
Well, hey, you're with me at the back of the line. Why is everyone else good at initiative?
I'm a plus 0, so I'm not all that good. I got lucky.
See, I was really hoping for Neri because Neri is plus 10.
Neri also severely outlevels this party.
Do you like my little the gif I shared of what I think what Hero thinks the red dragon looks like?
Okay, the red dragon's a little upset that you found his baby photo. So embarrassing.
I hate when that happens.
What are you? One of his parents when he brings home a date?
Yeah. Mom, yes, it's a girl. I'm sorry. No.
And I feel absurd for asking this, but we're still level 6, right?
Actually, let me check.
That is actually a good question, because otherwise I'm
currently everyone is level 6.
Okay. I heard someone earlier talk about leveling up, and I wanted to make sure.
There has been leveling up, but not in this particular group beyond level 6.
Okay.
So,
I wanted to make sure.
Valid question, important response. Jaren, give me a perception check. Jaren? Ah, there we go. I see a 19. Fantastic. That is an excellent
What do you see?
What do your dwarf eyes see? A lot of stuff at a slightly lower perspective.
A cattail.
Now, one might ask, why are you specifically asking Jaren for a perception check instead of Nyx? Because Nyx gets advantage on all the perception checks thanks to a wonderful Charlie Brown Christmas tree resembling thing sticking out of her forehead.
A prosthetic forehead on their real head?
Yes. Also, Nyx has a rock to wind a string around.
I assumed that Jaren was just going first in the initiative order.
That is also true. And that's what I was leading up to. You see a shadow. It's not being cast by anything. It's just a shadow that's moving. And one could argue it's coming right at you. But it is your turn, not theirs. So what would you like to do about this shadow?
Distance of the shadow? Kind of ballpark.
20 feet. Beyond 20 feet, it'd be very hard to see in the middle of a hurricane.
This is correct. That's correct.
Oh, we're outside in the cold again?
Yes.
Ugh.
Two guiding bolt.
To be fair, it's Hero's fault for not picking favored terrain hurricane.
Yeah, how is he supposed to know?
Well, it's all because the other party angered a god of the oceans.
Gosh.
Gosh dang it, yeah.
But we don't know them, so we can't blame them.
Exactly.
I feel it in my heart.
Okay, so what's the attack roll for Guiding Bolt? Oh, I think I see something starting to appear. Ugh. Okay, so Guiding Bolt is a miss.
Yeah.
Anything else?
And, bring out a spiritual weapon.
Okie dokie. And you can try to give it a thwack. A 16. A 16 will in fact hit. Now, what kind of damage does a spiritual weapon do?
Force damage.
Spiritual.
Force damage. Wonderful. Because there are damage modifiers for a shadow that I need to keep in mind. And you rolled max damage. No, actually, no, you didn't. I was thinking that was a D4. You rolled 4 plus 4. So you do 8 damage. Yep. Okay, you do 8 damage to the shadow. It winces. So you definitely know the shadow is not connected to anything because otherwise it wouldn't be wincing.
Agreed. That's my turn.
Okay, Nyx is next.
Okay. Do I have to do a perception check to see the shadow, or?
I'm going to say you noticed that Jaren was shooting a guiding bolt off into the darkness, and with your enhanced perception, you noticed it immediately after that. If not before.
Well, I'm gonna try to do a scorching ray at it.
Get him, Ray.
That first one. All right. So I got it. A 9, 19,
Yes.
and a 13.
Nope.
Okay.
I just realized that your last name, Nix, is Knackle, and that just makes me really happy inside.
So I should have said next is Nick Snackle.
Nix Knackle is so much fun to say.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why I kept the last name that.
I love that the game log keeps a log of all the rolls. So when we have a conversation and I totally forget the number rolled, I can go and look at that and see, oh, you also did 8 damage. So I can put that in.
Yes.
Thank you.
Fire damage.
Fire
If that
bad,
makes any difference.
except for you.
Fui.
Actually, it does make a difference. It doesn't burn very well, possibly because it's a shadow.
Okay.
It doesn't like it, but still. Next up is Excella, because she's been rather quiet, but she's been rather quiet for the entire time you've been with her since her wings got ripped off.
Oh, yeah! I
Trauma.
forgot.
Yeah, trauma like that tends to make people a little introspective.
Yes. Excella uses Battlefield Inspiration. She picks up to 3 creatures she can see within 30 feet. That's going to be 3 different people in the party. She is going to use this ability on Xanthus, Hero, and Arepa, because you 3 haven't gone yet. So basically, until the end of Excella's next turn, you get to add a D4 to your attack rolls and saving throws.
1d4?
1d4.
Okay.
In addition to all of your other stuff that you're adding.
Neat.
Yeah. So, Xanthus.
There's a shadow, I think.
Yes.
I have a shadow.
Yes, but yours has been sewed onto your feet by that nice person the other day.
Oh.
Apparently,
Hit a
they were
man.
opening up a boutique for that because some kid flew in through her window, and that was a thing. Never mind.
I'm going to see if I can try to mimic Jaren's maneuvers and aim a guiding bolt at whatever the shadow was that Eric aimed at.
I can't.
Jaren.
I can't hear the word maneuver without thinking about how Eddie Izzard says it.
Maneuver.
So we're going to try a guiding bolt.
Don't forget to add your D4.
Yep, because I'm going to need it.
Well, if that 9 included your bonus to hit, a D4 is
It
not going
did.
to help you.
Well, I'll roll it anyway.
Just to see what it would be.
Yep.
Oh!
Yeah.
Close, but no.
Yep. So
Okay.
worth
Anything
the
else?
shot because that is an action. I don't think I have any useful bonus actions at this time because I did not hit anything. So, and it would be useless to grapple a shadow. So no, that's it.
Okay.
That's it.
For the listeners at home, that was a 4. That was rolled as the bonus. Hero.
Yeah, I tell you what I want, what I really, really want. Anyway, how many are there?
Give me a perception check.
18.
You see 1.
But are there more?
You see 1.
Does this count as Underdark?
No.
I'm fighting a shadow monster. I feel like
You
it
are
should.
over, and it's dim, but not dark.
Dang it. So I'm not going to do that one.
My only
It does.
worry is at some point we're going to be under something and it'll be dark, and then I have to make a different argument.
It does actually, however, count as updog.
Oh, cool.
Oh, I
Not-
you've heard of
I'm not
Updog as
doing
well.
Yeah.
I love me a
have
good
seen it.
Updog.
Yeah,
I've
Updog is a nice place.
Updog is great.
Oh, you've been to Updog.
I have been Updog.
I like to put Updog on my pizza.
That's my favorite topping.
I remember many months, years ago, Pizza Hut sold a pizza that had essentially pigs in a blanket around the pizza as the crust.
Oh. Anyway,
Mhm.
so I am going to cast Hail of Thorns. Make a concentrate. No, I have to concentrate. Make a dex. save.
Make a dex save. Okay.
I'm trying to say
We
make
are
a
getting our words out.
concentration save. Reading's hard.
I just want to know what
What's the
brand
target
of
number?
fishing pole are you using if you're casting like that.
There is no fishing pole. It's just literally throwing a whole bunch of thorns out at the shadow.
As we've already decided, it's my claw.
Well, you're not going to catch any fish that way.
Well, no, but you might pin a shadow.
But anyway,
I got a 16. What's the save number?
Yes, 13.
Okay.
So you're gonna take half damage when I attack, but
Or possibly
that's okay.
quarter damage if it's resistant. What's the damage type?
Anyway, well, I'm going to attack with my wrist-mounted laser pointer of doom using the magic attack.
Okay. What kind of damage does that do?
Fire.
Okay. Roll your damage.
Okay. So first of all, does a 19 hit?
What damage? A 19 will hit. The thorns do what kind of damage?
Let me look.
Because that's a different damage type than the fire damage.
Piercing.
Okay. Understood. So you can add up all of your damage and tell me the one number.
Okay.
Or tell me in spurts and I will put in the information as you give it to me. Either way.
Okay, so 14 plus that 1d4. That's not a 4, so don't pay attention to that die. I need a 1d4.
Yeah, 5 points of damage from a 1d4 is kind of hard to do.
Hero's talented.
So that's 17 total so far.
And then 8 plus the 1d8 plus the 1d4. Because do I get one for each attack I do with that thing from Marcellus?
Each roll to attack you do, you get to add the d4.
So do I add a d4 to this one because it's two different? Because the spell plus the attack.
The d4 isn't for rolling damage. The d4 is for to hit.
Oh, gotcha.
Basically, anytime you're not doing a skill check but rolling a d20. That's when you can
I
add
didn't understand. So remove that 3. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
I'm
and then I get a 1
for those points of damage now.
I get a 1d8 because of the because it got hurt. So that's 8 plus the 14 for my first attack.
Okay.
And then I would like to do my second attack because I can.
Not always a valid reason, but in combat against a magically created shadow, valid.
For my second attack, I got a 28. So do you think that hits?
I'll give it to you this time, but I expect a higher number next time.
Okay. So then I have this 11 plus the 1d8 again because it's the second attack. So that's 13.
13 points of damage total?
13 plus the whatever the other one was. But
I've already
13
put in the
for
damage for the first attack. Second attack is 13.
That's my 13 altogether.
Okay. Noted. The shadow continues to make a beeline towards the party.
What about diplomacy?
You didn't attempt diplomacy. You attempted aggressive
What if I
negotiations.
yelled diplomacy while I hit it? Just the word diplomacy.
Is that what you named your laser pointer of doom?
No, not yet.
Okay, so there's 5 of you, so I'm going to roll to see who it picks to hit. All right. It rises up and tries to hit Nyx. It tries to knock Nyx knackle. I can't think of other N-words right now to continue that. So it's going to make an attack roll. First attack is a 17 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay, you are going to take 7 piercing damage.
Okay.
And 10 necrotic damage.
Oof.
Okay.
Also, I get to roll a d4. Your strength score is reduced by 3.
Okay.
What's your strength now?
10. Oops.
Okay.
I didn't mean to do that.
So, for the record, you are a wizard, so you're familiar with magical adjustments to things. You feel weaker, but you're sure that if you rested for a little while, you'd get better again. However, if it hits you enough times with this, just your strength going down to 0 will kill you because you would literally not have the strength to breathe.
Okay.
Just so you know. I mean, it's not something I think you need to worry about. Probably.
Probably.
I mean, you've got a good healer. Oh, wait. The healer doesn't heal strength reduction. Ugh. So the next roll is a dirty 20.
Able to carry you.
So we're going to repeat the process of you take an additional 7 piercing damage and 10 necrotic. And this time your strength is reduced by 1.
Okay.
All right. And that's the shadow's turn. Aripa.
Aripa reaches out and touches someone. And as I have rolled in D&D Beyond, you have seen what my rolls are.
You rolled earlier. That was a 27 to hit with Vampiric Touch.
It was a 27 to hit plus 3 from the bonus. And it's a 20 on the die.
Very
it's a crit.
So I'm gonna go ahead and click a whole bunch.
This shadow is not bloodied, but I'm wondering if that matters.
And I am devouring 22 of its health.
What kind of damage is that?
Necrotic, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, necrotic.
It takes no damage.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
It takes no damage. It's immune to necrotic damage.
I'm going to use my inspiration to change the damage type.
I don't think you can do that.
No, I can't do that.
A sorcerer can.
Yes, but they wouldn't use their inspiration for it, and they declare it in advance.
Yeah.
Okay, next up is the dragon's turn, because I didn't know how this would go, so I did include the dragon in the initiative order when I was making the combat tracker. They sip a nice chamomile tea and think, so far as ragtag adventures go, not a bad group of kids. I wish them the best.
Yes! We got the approval of the dragon! Sorry, I'm okay.
I mean, you didn't have a shadow creature trying to devour your soul yet, but yeah.
I'm really excited that I did good at that diplomacy, okay?
I'm a little concerned that you hit a nerve with the dragon and it actually understood where you were coming from. Because it's a red dragon, but never mind about that. There's backstory here that I'm not revealing. People who want that backstory can listen to the Hit and Abyss campaign. But in any case, Jaren, it is your turn.
Before we go on, and I understand that it's Jaren's turn, and there
we go.
I'm not trying to take any sunlight away from Jaren, but this is the 4th consecutive round of combat where the spell that I have cast has done absolutely nothing.
I can see how that can be very frustrating. I feel that way when I tell my students they need to respect copyright law, and it's been more than 4 consecutive times where they choose not to.
I understand. And I'm sorry, Eric. It's all yours.
No problem. Okay, so let's go ahead and redo this guiding bolt.
Take 2.
Ellie, I promise you, our next time we're in combat, what you are facing will not be immune to necrotic damage. They might be resistant. I make no promises in that regard. That's an 8 to hit. That doesn't do it. How does your spiritual weapon do? Because I know you still have that up. 9 to hit will also not do it.
Oof. I rolled a 20.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and walk away now, and don't worry about me.
If you walk away, the shadow gets an attack of opportunity.
My +7 means absolutely nothing. So
it meant a lot.
I understand how
but
you
not
feel.
Versus a 2.
Yeah.
Nyx, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna do magic missile, 2nd level.
It is apparently immune to magic missile from gnomes with augmented vision.
Dang it.
This is not true.
Yeah.
11 points of unavoidable damage.
+4, because it's 1d4 plus 1.
Oh, okay.
So
15. It is now bloodied. It's a bloody shadow. I am very concerned. Okay, it is Excella's turn. Excella does the same thing that she did last time. Xanthus, Hero, and Aripa all have that additional d4 you get to roll for attacks and saving throws. Xanthus.
Okay, we're going to try a different tactic. I'm going to use a
It's going to be
bonus
like
action.
a pack tactic?
I hope, but I don't.
A bunch of
I'm
kobolds show up.
I'm not that enthusiastic. I'm going to do a branding smite upon my weapon. That is a bonus action. I'm going
smite
to
your
move
weapon.
in.
It breaks in half. Wait, no.
I'm going to attempt to move into the shadow and use my sword upon the shadow with its blinding radiance and hope like heck I can hit.
The shadow would like you to respect its personal space.
So
An 18 hits.
18 hits. I won't even bother with the D4. We'll do the weapon damage first because I know it'll resist. So that is 11 non-magical damage. And the branding smite. So for here, we'll do 2d6 radiant damage. So that is 4 radiant damage.
It really doesn't like the radiant damage.
Wait, are you saying a shadow doesn't like light?
Yeah, that's what my thought was. The target will shed dim light within a 5-foot radius. So
the shadow is glowing.
Yes, we have a glowing shadow.
It is now an anti-shadow.
I thought that would be humorous. You
have inspiration for that.
Yeah, thank you.
You made me laugh.
I will attempt my second sword, but no bonus to damage. Oh, crit! Woohoo!
Okay, I'm going to need to roll all of the dice.
Yeah,
well,
I don't have that many dice. But I am going to invoke a Divine Smite.
Well, there
and
you go.
I'll use a first level smite.
I'm going to put in the damage you got from your first roll for damage. That was 13 points, correct?
That is and that's the sword's damage. It is non-magical damage.
Reduced. Understood.
Right.
But you're going to put a smite into that, and that's going to be, I'm assuming, radiant damage.
It is, and if this creature is undead, it will up the damage by an extra die.
It is, in fact, undead.
Uh-huh.
Somehow, someone killed a shadow, then brought it back into a half-life, a cursed life.
So we're going to add 6d8 radiant damage to this smite.
I suspect this might be the killing blow.
I suspect it will be, too. So that is 26 radiant damage.
That is more than double the amount of hit points it had left. How do you want to do this?
Wait. Can I add that I want Hero to chase the shiny light?
You attempt to, but it fades as soon as the death blow is delivered.
Yeah, as soon as the death blow is done.
And how does that death blow look?
I think I will simply thrust my sword forward into the shadowy creature. The light then explodes everywhere and dispelling the shadow into murkiness or into nothingness. That's what it is.
Okay. Now your shadow is... Well, yeah, your shadow is fine. Your sword is stuck into a muddy puddle of water where the shadow used to be.
Yay.
That's not good for swords. You shouldn't do that. Keep them out of the dirt.
That's not a way to...
We will definitely clean the sword. We're definitely going to clean the sword.
That's not a way to decide government.
And we have been playing for just over an hour, so what do you say we take a short break, do a little bit of a stretch, get some tea, and we'll be back in a little bit? Probably not in a hurricane. I make no promises, only suggestions. I'm going to press some buttons.
Okay.
I have pressed the buttons. I was tired, so I took a nap. And then I fired the buttons. And then someone changed.
Fire at will! No, do not fire at will. He is my first mate.
I truly appreciate the time we get to spend together, and I know I keep saying that, but it's because it's still true, dagnabbit. So anyway, I'm going to abbreviate a few things, make them a bit shorter. Well, I spend a lot of time talking about how I'm making them shorter. You do go back to Plantain,
all the gods,
and you took their place. The next day, people found out you lied about killing all the gods, and they deposed you.
So we had to find a lot of lawyers.
No, the first thing you did was kill all the lawyers. That wasn't the thing.
No. The only lawyer that can show me in court will be a cat lawyer. I don't want it to be an accidental cat lawyer. I need a real cat lawyer.
You need to be tried by a jury of your peers, and for that it needs to be Tabaxi, because hero.
Yeah, but good luck getting them all to show up.
I insist on being tried by a jury of my peers, and all of the peers that I have constructed are outside of De Perfecta, like in the ocean, just like waiting for people to construct ropes between them to make harbors, or...
I demanded a jury of my pairs, and they couldn't reach a verdict.
I would like to have a trial of only my ears, and my ears listen to me and say yes.
They don't say anything, they're ears.
Shh.
They only hear.
Yeah, but they're absolutely prepared to hear testimony.
Yeah,
they're very good listeners.
Orin, what do your ears hear? I hear, she's innocent.
Anyway,
You do, in fact, go and find Lilia in Plantain.
And we
And
go,
after having a conversation with Lilia, it becomes very obvious to Lilia that, because I'm assuming Hero goes into great detail about where you're supposed to go.
well, obviously. I
Yes.
even point to what, like, the weird hill with one tree with 3 leaves on it is.
also, is Hero capable of not going into great detail?
Well, not when this information has been implanted into Hero's brain by a red dragon. No. It becomes very obvious to Lilia during this conversation that Bardia is not where you want to go, because what's being described to you is not in Bardia. It is in the baronies, don't get her wrong, but it's the barony next door to Bardia,
Oh.
Kavrim. Totally different barony. A bit smaller. It's on the coast. It's nice
Do
this
I
time
know
of year.
that one?
No hurricanes.
Do I know
Sounds
that one?
perfect.
Give me a history check.
No.
Okay, you rolled a no. So that's fair. It's a rather small barony. But the description of the barony is, for those of us who are D&D players who have been around for a while, imagine, if you will, Ravenloft light. It's not as creepy as Ravenloft. The people who are there right now tend to enjoy being there. It's a place. It's okay. The people who are outside of that place are okay with not visiting that place. Occasionally, ragtag bands of adventurers go in. Some of them come back out again. Some of them don't. But that's true for pretty much every governmental body on the planet. On any planet. So, par for the course.
Yeah.
As luck would have it, Lilia happens to know of a teleportation circle that takes you to Kavrim. She does not offer details about how she acquired it, but she does know it.
I don't
And she's
ask.
happy. And she's happy to send you there if that's where you really want to go. She does ask if that's where you really want to go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. And because she's a warlock, she doesn't actually have the spell to teleport you.
Useless.
But she knows someone, and because she is the daughter of the captain of the guard, she is very capable of telling someone using Irish diplomacy that is what they should do.
Yeah.
As someone whose heritage is half Irish, I am very familiar with Irish diplomacy. It may have been used on me by family members on occasion. I may have learned from some of the best what the receiving end feels like. Never mind about that. Right, moving forward now. Okay, so after a brief teleportation circle, who jumps? Which of you jumped? Admit it.
Me.
Yeah, it was probably Hero.
This is not my surprise face.
Yeah, like you had to ask.
Well, by asking, I gave you the opportunity to announce it.
Okay.
I provided a
When in
valuable
doubt.
service.
When we're in doubt, we blame Hero.
Yes.
Valid.
And poof, you are in a small, what appears to be a small town, but there is a very large, ominous-looking tower that seems to be on the edge of town.
Is that where Hero's magical compass points us to?
And what did the AOLCD tell me this time?
There is no AOLCD.
Yeah, it's
That thing fell off your head a while ago.
I learned information the same way. They're the same to Hero.
The town looks exactly the way it should,
Okay.
including that one block of burned down buildings.
Oh, that's my favorite. Is that where we're going?
Well, you're not going to the burned down buildings, you're going to that tower.
Of course we are.
And you know it's the right tower because every time you look at it, it looks a little bit different.
Oh, wait. I think I remember this tower.
Well, the player does.
Yeah, the player does. Meanwhile, the paladin Xanthus is going, wait, what? No. Yeah, no.
And if you have a passive perception of 10 or lower, you don't even notice. If your passive perception is above 10, then after a while, like, you never see it move.
Yeah.
But if you look away and look back, it's a little different. That one turret that comes out on the side, well, that had a squared off roof, but now it's got more of a conical roof, or it's just not there anymore, or the arrow slits are in a different configuration. Or
Is that building considered a forest?
it is not.
No.
It changes when you're not looking at it, but it doesn't change enough to suddenly become a forest.
I had to know.
It's fair. It's also above ground. So it is not the Underdark. I'm heading that one off.
You already knew my question.
I may be recognizing patterns.
I have to know.
So the question is, do you approach the gate or do you go and visit every NPC in the town to hear what their pre-recorded one line of dialogue is to see if there's any clues?
Do any of them have candy?
You have not approached any of them, so you have no idea.
Do my candy senses go off?
Roll for candy.
I'm going to do perception. No.
Your candy senses do not go off. You do not detect any candy. There are probably old people in town, but they don't have any Werther's Originals.
No.
There is a grandma that has a tin of shortbread cookies, but you're certain that if you look inside, you will find only sewing supplies.
Gosh, I hate this place.
It's how they keep out the riffraff. And yet you're still here.
I keep pointing at the building because that's the place we're supposed to go, and I just point at it. I assume they'll know what that means.
So you know how if you, like, there's video of someone holding, like, a chicken and they move the chicken around, but the head stays locked in one spot? Imagine, if you will, Hero's finger is the head of the chicken. And however Hero moves, the finger is pointing right at the tower.
Yes.
Do we want to check with any locals about the tower?
I am just pointing to where we need to go. I am not the decision maker. I mean, I am, but I'm not.
Xanthus is both curious and, well, we know we have to go there anyway. And what do the townspeople know? I mean, I think it's worth at least taking a moment to ask. But we are also under a bit of a time crunch in that we don't know how much longer it will take before one of these things sprouts a lich.
Yeah.
I mean, we know mine is the only one where it died. The rest of yours, we don't know where they are. And if they happen to die, we'll come back near the phylacteries. So we're kind of also under hey, one could appear at any time.
I mean, I guess.
I did a search for GIFs that involve towers, and I found this. And it's just too adorable not to share. Also, file this under GIFs you can hear.
Yes.
So I would like a kind of a consensus. Should we go right to the tower, or should we at least check into town to see if the people know anything about the tower?
Can we find the place for us to sleep afterwards, after the inevitable boss battle we're going to have inside the tower?
Oh, you probably have to face a lot of things before you have a boss battle. I mean, hi, nothing.
No, I'm just saying I would like to know where to sleep when we're done with our inevitable painful ascent.
Well, there is a town square that has a tree in it.
Perfect, I'm good.
Yeah, you're good.
Hero is sated.
The tree is about 5 foot tall with very thin branches.
That is everything I want. I mean, it's not the best, but I can do it.
The tree is bent over like 45 degrees with Hero, like all 4 of Hero's limbs are on the ground and only his torso is held up by the tree.
Yes.
And for the next hour, no one came to a consensus.
All right. I think we should just move towards the tower. We could spend a lot of time asking the populace, and we don't know them. We're foreigners or strangers. We might not get a lot of useful answers. We also don't have a lot of money. So.
Yeah, like what would we do? Hi, we're on an adventure from a giant red dragon that lives inside a volcano in order to kill a bunch of liches, to steal some supplies from the creepy tower. Can you tell us what to do? Also, I'm an annoying 7-foot tall cat.
Yeah, the less people that have to deal with Hero is probably the better. So I say we move onward towards the tower.
I want to cast Mage Armor on myself before we go in there.
Oh, we're going to try strategy now?
Well, I have 4 hit points, and my armor class is 12. So.
Give yourselves a long rest because it took you more than 1 day to get back.
Okay.
It took you a long rest to get to the volcano. You weren't going to get back to Plantain faster than that.
I was about to say, I'm like, wow, Leah didn't even offer like a cot.
You have had a long rest since the battle with the shadow.
Well, my armor class is still 12, so I'm gonna cast that before.
You should just make the bubble. We should roll you through.
Yeah, right.
I have to step away for a minute. My daughter needs me for something. I'll be back in like 5. Hold on.
Okay. Honestly, it would not be the first time there was a character that was put in an impenetrable bubble.
And then rolled around oh my gosh, my next character should be a hamster.
I could put it up and nothing can get through it.
But nothing can get out.
That's a lie.
All you guys could come in and out as you please. I just can't.
Not me.
So
it'll disappear if I leave it.
Just don't build a fire inside of it. That's all I'm saying.
I'll wait.
So as you go past the block that burned down, it has very clearly been partially dealt with. Like, a lot of the debris have been removed. There's some charred logs that are stacked in one spot, but it doesn't look like, it burned down and no one came to take care of it. Someone came and took care of it a little bit to make it look a bit more presentable, but there's been no effort to do any rebuilding, and it's apparently been like that for a little while. As you approach the tower, the gates open for you.
Hi, gates.
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe this.
Give me a persuasion check.
I got a 12.
Okay. The gates, who I will refer to as Bill, sort of wiggle a little bit when you say hi, gates.
Oh my gosh, they want to be my friend. Dad, did you see that?
Well, Eric had to go for very valid reasons. So...
But that was funny.
Yes. So he says something along the lines of or whatever. So
I'm back.
Hi. The gates open for you. You went through. As soon as you're all through, the gates close again.
Okay.
Dad, did you see the gates want to be my friend? They wiggled when I said hi.
That's the exact same response that we got.
I thought I was father. I thought you were talking to Jaren.
Yeah.
And Eric stepped away.
Yeah.
You said something. Sorry, I thought that somehow it was Jaren coming back because it was so perfectly timed.
Oh, no.
Father?
Yes. I did notice, although I'm not sure that's a good or bad omen.
They're my friend.
You know what's weird?
Yes, Mom?
Oh, no, I'm not talking as a Reaper.
Oh.
You know what's weird is... Sorry, Crash.
Yeah, it is weird when someone apologizes to me. But I'm among friends, so it happens more often here.
The weather was kind of nice before you came in the gates.
But how is it now?
Somewhat less nice. The Castle Thunder special effect that shows up a lot in like movies about Frankenstein and such. The skies have darkened, and there's a lot of lightning that you wouldn't have expected to be there.
A hunchback appears and says, "Frau Brucher."
Mom,
oh, no.
I think that Hero is now shivering with anticipation.
Not Antissa.
Patient.
Yeah.
It's Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
It's pronounced Igor.
Mm-hmm.
I was told it's pronounced Igor.
They told me it was Igor. Well, they were wrong then, weren't they?
I ain't got nobody. All right. So you have a large set of double doors that are bound in iron, and they look really, really fancy. But also, as you approach, they open for you. They open slowly over a period of about 30 seconds, so quite slowly. And the entire time, you have the annoying sound.
I'm going to change one of my spells.
Does Pav have a bottle of... Hero have a bottle of WD-40 on them?
Some guy with, short brown hair and nondescript clothing comes up with a little oil can and starts oiling the doors.
Well, thank you.
Sorry, it does that. That is exactly the sound it makes. You sure you want to come in here?
Hero wants to say hi to every door or window or anything we pass to see if anything else will say hi back like the gates did.
This door is named Dory.
It has short-term memory problems.
Hey, Dory.
Right.
So, you guys sure you want to come in here?
Yeah, a dragon told us to.
A dragon told you to.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's
First?
No, actually, it's not a first. It is decidedly not a first. But
It imparted the knowledge into my brain and told us to come here.
okay, that one's a first. All right, well, you're welcome to come in. Just so you know, guests sometimes stay longer than other guests.
Okay, do you have a bag of kittens?
A bag of like a bag that we just put kittens in to keep them, or a bag that like you came home from the grocery store and you put the bag down and the kittens have climbed into it because bag.
Whatever
this
what the
bag-
dragon wanted.
This bag apparently
person blinks
summons
at you.
kittens?
Yeah.
It summons kittens.
Oh, let me think. Yeah, I think we do have one of those.
Oh, cool. We came to the right place.
I guess.
The dragon wants it so that way, in exchange for us being allowed to destroy lich phylacteries in a volcano.
I imagine we keep surprising you.
Well, I've heard all of those words before, just not all in the same spot.
So he asked us for 3 things because he said that, because to destroy a lich phylactery, apparently we need to throw it in a volcano because that will cause it to destruct or something. But then the dragon told us that when we do that in his house, because he lives in the volcano apparently, when we do it in his house, the evil magic, while it's destroyed, it kind of lingers and gives his house a bad aftertaste or something. So he asked that in exchange for him having to deal with the icky aftertaste of the liches and stuff, that we get him a bag of never-ending kittens. And we thought that was fair. And some other things.
At this point, you all realize that you're sitting around a table and each of you has a glass of milk and a small pile of cookies in front of you as Hero finishes the story. The person you've been talking to looks like they have been very interested in the story you've been telling.
It is somewhat unique. And Hero tells it in their own fashion, which makes it even more special.
Oh, I agree. Several of me have been very interested in it.
Oh, is this Kevin?
The DM smiles. And says, no.
Oh, Kevin, I'll take it from here.
Okay. And the person you were talking to is not there. Neither is the table, neither are the chairs, neither, unfortunately, are the milk and cookies. There are still some crumbs on your fingers if you were partaking.
Yes!
Hero has a milk mustache.
Yes!
So, it sounds like you're raiding my tower.
Wait, are you playing as your other character right now, Mom?
Yes.
Okay. I just had to make sure.
I'm not doing the Ariba voice, so...
Yeah, there is actual inflection.
Oh. Well, I mean, I guess kinda, but we thought that was a good compromise with the big dragon, was to try and talk to you to get the thing so we could destroy the lich thingy.
I understand.
You hear Kevin say... Sorry, you go.
He wants some of the things that I've collected, and I don't blame him.
And it's not like we're stealing it, we're talking first.
I tell you what, you can have them if you defeat the tower.
But it waved at me. That means it's my friend, right?
Sure.
How do we defeat the tower? I am confused.
It will show you.
Okay.
The tower will present challenges, and if you defeat all of them,
then we are worthy of the tower's loyalty?
Then pretty much.
So we prove our worthiness to the tower, and then it does what? Allows us to continue to live?
Oh no.
Oh.
There's no death involved.
If we fail to defeat the tower's challenges, what becomes of us?
Then you just get ejected outside. But if you defeat the challenges, well, then my friend gets his stuff back.
Okay. This sounds like a glorious challenge, and I am prepared for it.
Can I take a page out of your book?
Which book?
I just wanted to say the word page.
Paige wants to say hi to an old friend is all.
I have many books. If you can find one of them to.
I pull out my book of the ABCs of liches.
Oh.
This is what
you've been having interesting adventures, haven't you?
Yeah. So we stopped a bunch of underground monsters, and like this poor lady with 7 hands, and she was like pew pew pew, and she was making all these items, and one of them was an AOL CD that taught me a weird old language that doesn't exist anymore. And then I put on a play, and I'm very good at acting. And then we found out that some weapons we had were actually phylactery for liches. So then we went to throw it into a volcano after we got attacked by the undead, and then we became friends with the dragon, and then we came here.
Friends is a loose term.
The dragon
didn't eat us.
The dragon said that me and him somehow understood each other, so it was good.
He's very perceptive.
So how do we begin the challenge of the tower?
Oh, well, there's a door right over there.
There wasn't a door before, but there is one now.
Oh, cool. This one also named Dory?
This one's named Portia.
I'll see you at the end of it.
Okay, bye.
If we survive it. Have fun storming the tower.
I'll see you later, cousin.
All right. I am ready to begin.
I love that Mazir has already been adopted into Hero's family.
Yeah. I have to decide on a better name. That was yeah.
Okay. So you go through the door, and fun fact, I'm going to be using... What's that?
We regret it.
Right.
Oh, not yet.
I regret nothing I do.
I opened up the drawer that has all of my dice in it, and the light up D20 rolled a crit automatically. That's a good sign. I am here for this.
You know, you should let that be used for perception checks by somebody.
Okay, the castle is very perceptive of what you're doing.
Right.
The castle is an NPC in this case. But I am using the Appendix A random dungeons in the back of the Dungeon Master's Guide, because the castle is currently changing, so every room you go into, I don't know what it's going to be.
I'm still going to blame you.
I love this castle.
This is a good castle. I'm very proud of this castle. So you
like a castle to me.
You go through the door and you find a 10-foot wide passage that ends in a T intersection.
Okay.
Is there a green circle at any point?
No.
Well, there's a series of paintings that are hanging on the walls, a collection of tapestries, some guy with a very bad Scottish accent is banging on the door demanding to come in and see them. He is immediately ejected from the tower, but at a height of about 30 feet.
He ruined someone's groove.
I'm sorry, but you messed up the Emperor's groove. But some of the tapestries do in fact depict, not predict, depict green circles.
I got a 10 to try and figure out where to go.
Well, I think we give one way forward, and then we have to look left or right.
I would like to use my cat senses to always go the correct direction.
Can I say I am thrilled with the conversation that is happening in the chat?
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree. But I would also like to say that Hero will use cat sense to always do the right thing.
You can certainly attempt that.
I rolled perception, did not actually mean to.
Oh my gosh, you are still doing great.
Yeah, I was trying to scroll up, and I was on the wrong thing on my touch screen. That's the downside to this.
Well,
so we follow the end of we follow the passageway. Look left, look right. See which way has a doorway.
A door to the left, a door to the right. You're stuck in the middle of the intersection, and there's a tapestry depicting clowns.
I would like to poke at the wall in the middle at the T.
Okay.
Clowns to the left of me. Clowns to the right.
the clowns
Here
are right
I
in the middle
am,
with you.
In the middle.
Yeah, I'd like to
based
poke the clown pictures.
Based on the song lyric, we should go left.
When you poke the tapestry, it moves further than it should if there's a solid wall behind it.
I would like to go after it.
Move the tapestry?
Sure.
You find a 4-way intersection at the end of an additional passageway.
I'm going that way.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah.
They were hiding it from us for a reason, right?
Okay, but
What?
Hero,
Yeah.
you found a 4-way intersection.
Mm-hmm.
Which way is that way?
Towards it instead of at the T.
So Hero's going behind the tapestry to the middle of the 4-way intersection, is what I'm
Yes.
understanding.
So
Okay.
what she moved the tapestry. Essentially, we were at a 4-way intersection. The tapestry reveals another short passage leading to another 4-way intersection. That's what I've gathered.
There
Yes.
is,
Right.
There is a
Okay.
small countertop with a hot plate and a kettle, and there are a collection of little packets that are labeled Earl Grey, mint, Scottish breakfast.
Anybody know what this is?
I would like to use my cat smell to smell it. I feel like this one's actually legitimate.
Oh my god.
I'll.
Oh my god.
Investigation.
Crash.
Yeah.
I got a dirty 20. What is it?
Crash.
Yes.
What type of tea is it?
It's a T intersection.
Yes.
Yes.
I caught that right away.
I said that specifically because of EO in the chat.
But I would like to use my dirty 20 to tell what type of tea it is.
Well, all the teas are labeled. There is a variety of flavors available.
Yes,
They'll
but
have-
what if it's poison? I would like to know.
Well, you're not so sure about the Earl Grey. That stuff tastes nasty, but the rest of it's not bad.
Okay.
I disagree.
I've had Earl Grey once in my life, and I despised it. You are allowed to like it, because that means more for you, because I don't want any.
My grandmother raised me on that one. Earl Grey and Lady Grey.
I tried it
There's
once
my-
because of Star Trek.
Yes. Well, and I was like, I liked it before that bald old coot made it popular.
You take back what you said about Sir Patrick Stewart. He's a national treasure.
But anyways, we have
but when he
tea.
was doing it, he was a bald old coot. Nobody knew who he was.
I feel bad about, because at the beginning of Next Generation, Patrick Stewart was in his 30s.
Yeah. And he was a
So-
minor actor at best for a lot of roles. And it's like,
He was
Yeah.
a fairly well-known actor in like the Shakespeare scene.
right. But for
Absolutely.
television,
But
he
that's
was
not a
known.
well-known scene.
That was his first major television role. And
Yeah.
so
I knew nothing about Star Trek.
calling him a bald old coot is, if we're gonna be calling people coots when they're in their late 30s,
Yeah.
then I've got
There's a lot
I've
of
got
us who
some
need to rethink our
issues.
strategies at that point.
right.
But in any case, you don't see anyone ordering any kind of tea here unless one of you is demanding tea. You do
Aretha
have a
is
4-way
not.
intersection.
If no one else goes, I'm just going to go a random direction.
Okay. You pick a random direction.
Yeah. There's no clear, unless there's some clear indicator like secret hideout this way.
Millie
Hero's
roll
instincts.
1d4.
Yeah. Hero's instincts generally seem to serve us well.
Also, actually, before I make a decision, I would like to say, Tower, I think that you're really great. Me and the Tower seem to be doing well together, and I rolled a 4.
Okay. So you go through the next door at the end of the next passage past this 4-way intersection, and you enter a large round room. It is a room with a 40-foot diameter. There is a single well in the middle of this room.
Is it green?
filled with water. The stone is kind of greenish, and there is a dwarf on the other side of the well.
Hi, I'm
Hello.
Hero.
Good to meet you, Hero. I'm Obame.
Rogaine? Rogaine?
And he pulls out a mace and says, "Right, let's get started."
Wait, what are we getting started?
And that's where we're going to end it for tonight.
Rogaine?
Because I am not going to start combat with Obame when Obame's original player is not here.
Yeah, that's way more fun when he's here.
That
will be way more fun.
Yeah,
This is a repeat of the Zeely incident from last campaign, but never mind about that.
No kidding.
Well,
And that is the story of
Old
how
Tower,
one of my
old
characters KO'd the other.
Rogaine?
Obame.
Rogaine?
Paige would know who Obame is. Paige would say hi. In any case,
Wait,
thank
Paige
you
would
everyone for
know?
playing. Thank
How
you
would
everyone
Paige
for
know?
listening. Tonight, we had a great time, I'd like to think, and we were joined by a bunch of awesome people, including Ellie, April, Matt, Millie. Eric was here but had to leave a little early. We have several people hanging out in chat, including Archbeth, who never actually left. I'm not sure if they're actually there, but the account is logged in. Eo joined us right at the end. Cindy was here for most of it. And is there anything that anyone would like to plug?
Wait,
Rogaine?
Ellie was here?
Or reasonable facsimile thereof.
Archbeth writes books at elizabeth-mccoy.com. One of our dear friends writes books at grcogman.com.
My brother-in-law writes books, and they are at nogodsbeforeus.com.
Yes.
I feel left out. I need to write a book.
I have a URL that needs to be pointed to a place before I can advertise it. If you want to join the Fediverse, then you can go to guidetomastodon.com, and otherwise there are quite a few of us.
Cindy has asked
If you want to join the Spider-Verse, then I actually don't have contacts with Marvel or Disney. But if you see a spider, let it bite you.
I disagree.
Yeah, I highly disagree. Thank you.
Because
Identify the spider first.
advice,
If it's a daddy longlegger, maybe okay. Brown recluse, no.
Yeah, strong disagree.
All right. So we also have a Patreon. Patreon.com/cogwheelgaming. For some reason, I thought I gave the wrong address, but it is a Patreon. It's late. It's late. I'm probably going to watch YouTube videos after this because I can. So you can join other illustrious patrons, including Chris, Cindy, Ellie, Eric, Janatalock, Mickey, Shanshen, and Walter. And until next time, this is Crash saying...
Rogaine?
Okay, that's better than anything I was going to say. We're going to go with that. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.